Well, that was an excellent search for the missing Cleopatra egg. It looks like the yolk is on everybody, but that's okay. We're going to scramble together and get a good show. Or otherwise, people will be fired. John Laurinaitis, fire more people. People power. Ha ha ha. I'm a genius, damn it. This will boost ratings. It's such good shit, pal. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And holy fucking shit, there is some stuff to dive into on this show. If Sonya and Pierce do not produce the person that stole the egg, it'll be time to say goodbye. My God, trying to do that Vince McMahon impression and trying to sing 2 nights in a row is really goddamn difficult. So yeah, boy, some real fucking shit to dive into. They're doing the whole egg thing, and I cannot believe it. The yolk is on everybody. The yolk is just splattering all over everybody's faces. I have not seen this much uproar over a stolen, expensive egg since a person who will remain nameless broke into a high-priced fertility clinic and stole something. In related news, I have to make sure to check on my freezer. Anyway, let's move hastily on from that. Vince is telling Sonya and Pierce, yeah, I'm going to fire you guys, because it's not like Vince McMahon hasn't fired a bunch of goddamn people and hasn't had the little devil on his shoulder, the devil on my back, as in not Tony Khan, telling him to fire a bunch of people, and we can just produce a whole bunch of people, and that's right, we can be Disney on Ice. It's such good shit. Ha ha ha, I'm a genius. So anyway, yeah, it's an uproar over a goddamn egg. My fucking goodness, this show has lost the goddamn plot. The show didn't even have a plot to begin with. So anyway, yeah, title shot for whoever gets it. I want you to keep that in mind, that whoever finds a stolen egg from a movie starring Rock the Dwayne Johnson, with Dwayne's Rock Hard Johnson splattering all over the goddamn screen, Ryan Reynolds and his comedy, and Gal Gadot at her most Gal Gadoting, as if that's even a thing. The movie is fun. This was not so fun. Orton is upset at Riddle for dressing like him, and he says, Randy, it's me. Yeah, I know it's you. Randy is the voice of reason. Which voice is in his head being the voice of reason? Who the fuck knows? Riddle's an idiot. That's what I wrote down. I will say this much. This show wasn't necessarily dull, but it was really bad. Outside of one particular thing, this show was bad. There was also one moment that I'm going to absolutely rip on somebody for, and you can probably guess what that is. That's right, the 24/7 time. No, it wasn't that. Riddle with Orton took on Dolphin Rude. Ah! No, it's actually Dolph with Rude. And it should have been me! Can't really do a Dolph impression. Sorry, I just can't fucking do it. Why are they feuding? What is happening? And why is this happening? Does any of this matter? No. RKO for 3. That does not mean that the match is bad. I just have no reason to be invested in these people in 2021, particularly Dolph, who is a good talent. Was the action fine? Sure. The tag titles don't mean anything. And Orton hits an Ort Derrick, if you will, which sounds almost like some kind of off-brand omelet. And speaking of which, they're searching for the goddamn egg. It's like, man, they're poaching everything. They're just scrambling around. They're doing every goddamn egg pun that they can that I just can't come up with. I mean, I guess they're over easy. I knew a girl that was over easy in college if you paid her enough. Moving on from that, since I'm pretty certain I lost the entire female demographic that was watching my videos, all 5 people that were remaining. Yeah, he hits remember when Rude meant something? Yeah, me neither. So Rhea, Trish, Cedric, and various others are tearing apart a room. The room! He's tearing it apart! Truth goes in the women's room and says it's not in there. Truth is really trying to make the best of this situation. Everybody's trying to make the best of the situation. I felt bad for the vast majority of talents here, even though they're getting paychecks. This was one of the worst things that WWE has done on television this entire year. That is saying something. That is saying a lot. They have fans back in the arena. This isn't the pandemic when they, were just doing like the Money in the Bank bullshit and all that stuff and having the cinematic bullshit and all that crap that they had and all the bullshit. And did I mention bullshit? They got people paying to watch this. It's no wonder that some fans in the crowd just decided to sing along with Seth Rollins' theme and just take the piss out of some of this, because WWE themselves, well, at least Vince McMahon and co., are taking the piss out of it. Vince McMahon hates wrestling fans. He has to hate the vast majority of fans that have stuck around by this point. He's just trying to create new fans with blackjack and hookers and run off all the old fans. Okay, so recaps of Becky and Charlotte. Becky is out to celebrate her win to a pub. Becky, you people Lynch. Of course she has to say you people. Somebody with the last name of Lynch saying you people. At least we're not in the dirty South. So she says, You love, seeing something shiny and new and everything. And then when Liv loses, you'll, boo her or you'll boo and you'll cry about it and stuff like that. And she was just taking the piss out of the crowd. I love saying that. I watch too much British stuff. Taking the piss out of the fans. They were booing the women and doing the wave and all that stuff and everything. And I'm not knocking the entire Barclays Center crowd. But the people that were participating in that, hate to say it, you know what? You fuckers deserve to have the goddamn Nets, and you deserve to have a bunch of losing franchises if you're going to do that shit. You deserve to be miserable in fucking Brooklyn. So anyway, I've got death grip on this title. Benoit had death grip on his family, and we saw how that worked out. So anyway, by the way, Becky just basically comes out to celebrate, and that's it. She goes away, and we never see Becky again. Oh, we see Becky later. Bianca talks about 4-on-1, EST, all that, Soul Survivor. David Benoit is the only survivor. Man, I'm really being mean here. And she calls out Piper. But here's Tamina. Why in God's name is Tamina getting more television time? A snooker around two women. Hide your stares, hide your wives, hide your girlfriends. They're out here killing everybody. Post spot, KOD 123. There was more to this, and I didn't care. So yeah, Piper then attacks Bianca. I guess she's aligned with Tamina and Natty. By the way, in case you're wondering why SmackDown Superstars are on Raw, is because everybody had to be there because they needed to boost the ratings. I mean, they had to do this Easter egg hunt. Yeaster egg hunt. They were hunting for yeasty eggs. Gross. I just made myself sick, and I'm not going to be able to eat anything for the duration of this review. So, Rollins shows up. Okay, they're singing along to Rollins' theme. I was going to say some other stuff here, but in light of a certain situation that happened, I am not going to say that. I will say that I don't know why the fuck Rollins dresses like he's a weird goddamn, smoker in a 70s movie, in an off-brand 70s porn, but whatever. He's having fun. He cuts a promo, and he's just knocking, and, just knocking all and everything. Talking about being the Soul Survivor. A lot of Soul Survivor stuff. It's like that movie, that horror movie that came out, the Wes Craven had something to do with it. Soul Survivors. Did you see it? You shouldn't have. It was rubbish. So Seth fists Balor from behind, and man, we don't get a bell at all. Just fight, and then he stomps him twice. Then he goes to leave. And a fan jumps him in the entrance, or actually literally sprints from, and you had to see video of sprints. Manages to somehow get past any security measures and get there. Now, security jumps on him pretty goddamn quickly, and Seth is taunting him. I'm going to say right now that I know in the territories that kind of shit happened, and if you were angering people, you're doing your right work as a heel. And Seth did, to his credit, laugh it off, and even later was like, oh, doing this, and this kind of stuff, and everything. Actually held his hand, by this, because otherwise holding it here, you wouldn't be able to see shit, like Geordi in Star Trek. But Becky was ready to throw down. Michael Hayes was ready to get his fanny pack out there. And, for all Michael Hayes was worth at that point, which is not much. But Becky was ready to throw down, as the kids say. I'm going to say right now that whoever that fan is, I want that fan beaten. And I want that fan I want that fan beaten, and I want it done in front of his family. Oh, you raise a little shit like this? You deserve to watch this happen. Oh, and I don't want to hear, maybe he's got something, wrong with him or whatever. No, you don't fucking do that. Same thing with the fan that tried to jump, Jericho, MJF, all that bullshit at that AEW, Dynamite, on the AEW Dynamite show shortly after they got fans back. I don't want to fucking hear that, they're just trying to get themselves on TV is what it is. I don't want to hear any sympathy for the guy. The guy deserves every bit of ridicule. The guy deserves to be penniless in the goddamn ditch by tomorrow. And I don't care how mean that sounds. I'm not saying anything graphic. I just don't feel bad for any, if he has anything bad that comes to him. Throw him in jail and let him rot. Just let him rot. Nobody's going to miss him. Clearly nobody loves him. So why the fuck should anybody, care about him? I hope that the guy does freaking end up, rotting in goddamn jail, because that's what he fucking deserves. Doing any of that shit is fucking ridiculous. By the way, but just quickly, that fan deserves every bit of ridicule, every bit of hardship that he gets, because you're a fucking idiot, you're a fucking goddamn moron, and if your mother and father actually were smart, you wouldn't be here. They would have done the right thing and taken care of your worthless, should have been A'd ass. Also, by the way, the same thing should happen to Rittenhouse, and the same thing should happen to the person that, ran their SUV into that parade in Wisconsin. Fucking stop being so fucking stupid all the fucking always. Fucking. Yeah, that fan's stupid. Anyway. So, Apparently, so Sammy says he knows who took the egg. Vince is like, tell me who took the egg. Come on, tell me, Sammy. It's Sammy. Yeah, that's why I said, Yammy. I don't know why Sammy's kipped all of a sudden. The Profits have a bag. What's in the bag? I don't care. It's the Street Profits. They're talented. I don't care. Sarah interviews Kevin Owens. He didn't hear what Seth said because he was busy looking for the egg. They're still on the hunt for this goddamn egg. I think a hunt put this show together. So anyway, Profits took on Styles and Omos. I don't care. They're taking the piss. And if this is the dumbest thing to happen on the show, by the way, that didn't involve that stupid fan that, by the way, should be slapped around repeatedly until somebody's hand... Put him in... You know what? Somebody suggested put him in, 5 minutes alone with Lashley. Don't even have Lashley do anything. Just have Lashley scare him. Scare him until he shits himself like the embarrassing little should-have-been-aged shit that he is. And I actually hope that maybe if any friends of his happen to have been there, just abandon him. Just abandon him and just say, we don't know him or whatever, and just let him end up alone and afraid and hopefully in a ditch. So yeah, about this. They used a fire extinguisher. Dawkins used a fire extinguisher because apparently that is the only thing to get rid of Edward James Elmos. And I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. By the way, Seth earlier had so much fire and had a smoking jacket or whatever. It's Seth Elmo's Fire. Man, that song's going to be stuck in my head forever. Yeah, the fire extinguisher could have taken care of that. Maybe you could have clocked the fan with it. So anyway, who thought that Carmella and Zelina should be given TV time is what I wrote down. Why did they use a fire extinguisher? Why? Why a fire extinguisher? Did they just not give it? I'm not saying that you couldn't have done a DQ. They could have just tried to glom almost, and they could have done that, and they could have been battling in the ring, make it like Survivor Series 91, and that could have been it. Cool. The fuck? Why a fire extinguisher? Oh yeah, Rhea and Nikki Ash took on Zelina Mella. I don't fucking care anymore. Carlina. It's like Caligula, only for idiots. Yeah, the women's tag titles mean nothing. That's a wrap on them. New champions, by the way. They don't have any tag teams, so they decided to just put them on two. One that is better as a manager, and one that is a burnt fruit roll-up from Final Destination 3. So, Theory took the egg because he wanted to take a selfie with it, and there was so much security. Vince feels that is a proper way to wrap up the storyline that should have never started in the first fucking place. Red Notice is a good movie, by the way. And hey, Sammy, nobody likes a snitch. Snitches get stitches, I believe as the kids say. And yeah, Theory's getting the title shot. Sammy's getting nothing. And he will like it. Cedric took on Reggie and beat him for the 24/7 championship. And then Dana Brooke comes down and pins Cedric. Just in case you were wondering what they thought about Cedric Alexander as a wrestler. That's Dana's first WWE championship, or her first championship at all in WWE, NXT or otherwise. The 24/7 title. Cool. So, Lashley's entrance is something... By the way, nobody attacked Dana. Apparently they're not like Stone Cold Steve Austin. They don't hit dirty blondes if they talk out of turn or don't do something for him. And yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin's a fucking abuser. Anyway, Lashley's entrance is something else. Dana.exe tries to cut a promo. Error. 404, page not found. So, MVP tells Ray that he respects him, but you forgot to tell Dominic monsters are real. And tells Angie to call him after they destroy him. Okay, Ray and Dominic took on Lashley. I could have watched Lashley destroy the fuck out of Dominic, beat that goddamn, motherfucker just down and down and down for days on end. It was great. You know what? It wasn't a bad handicap match. And Ray's getting the team with his kid. Dominic, he's fine. He's bland. He's not interesting, but he's fine in the ring. Hit me, kid. Krista Daniel on 6/24/07. I'm not apologizing for that. The Mysterios nearly won, and then Hurt Lock on Dominic. Oh, Dominic got ragdolled. Oh no. I don't care. Good. He got beat. The less talented one of the group, the one that should have gotten beat, got destroyed. And then Big E's talking about facing Theory tonight. Becky knocks Liv. Says, you're going to cry? You're going to cry? You're going to cry? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry to every Irish person. And then Liv fists her brutally. Usually I have to pay extra to watch a dirty blonde fist a redheaded Irish woman. Always delete your search history, by the way. Why was Aziz given mic time? And Then Cruz talks, and he's referring to his Nigerian heritage and Nigerian. No, by the way, Hulk, he said Nigerian. No, don't spray paint that on the side of the trailer. So Priest says, "Hey, shut your mouth and fight." Okay, Cruz says, "No, you're in your hometown." Zayn takes the opportunity, and the match is fine. I am not supposed to get Sami Zayn in it. And then Zayn gets fired up on, rather, because Priest just unleashes the Damien. It's for you, Damien. It's all for you. And then he hits a vicious rectum in 1, 2, 3. And let me tell you right now, when a 6'7", Puerto Rican New Yorker fists and rectums you, you are gonna stay down. Don't ask me how I know that. The devil inside. I am convinced that Vince is the devil inside. Does Theory know what the fuck is going on? Does he know the way to San Jose, and does he understand nobody wants to see what's in his phone? Rollins shows up and does this and this. Credit to Seth Rollins for getting out there to do that. I'm not the biggest fan necessarily of this character incarnation, but good for him. And again, I hope that fan's brutally beaten in jail like he deserves for being an embarrassment to the human race. You piece of shit. I don't even know your name. I hate you. Everybody should hate you, and we should wish for you to not be here anymore. So anyway, Theory takes on Big E in the main event. Rollins is there at ringside, not on commentary. Here's Owens. This match was a mess, by the way. Even though it wasn't bad, it was all about Owens and Rollins arguing. Theory gets distracted, hit with the big ending, and that's it. No, seriously, that's it. And then, that's pretty much it right there. That's about all I really have to say about that. Hey, at least I didn't have to wait a couple days, because of a windstorm power outage and everything. So yeah, that's about it right there. The egg hunt is done. Vince is the Eggman, cuckoo kajoob. Whew! Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I don't even know what to say anymore, folks. I'm John Ritlin. See you soon.